Monday Morning with Michael Patrick Shields. Kelly Rossman is with us, the founder of the Rossman Group, the state's leading political PR agency. How's your Monday going so far?
Well, I'm still at home, so far so good.
We're 8 days now till the general election. President Clinton made a sweep through town yesterday, through the state, 3 stops. Do you think that his appearance here will be a boost in any way to Verge Bonero?
You know, I got to tell you, Michael Patrick, it's certainly a possibility. We polled back in early summer and asked folks who they thought had the most cachet with Democrats, and Bill Clinton was far and above the leader in that race.
I remember that, yeah.
You know, if you're going to have somebody come in and stump for you, it better be Bill Clinton. But my understanding at least the Detroit rally for all of the Democratic candidates, the one that was at Renaissance High, they only had about 500 people at the rally. Now that kind of pales in comparison to the crowds that Bill Clinton's sort of accustomed to getting. But the weather was so darn nice yesterday, maybe people were just out doing yard work.
You'd rather do yard work than see Bill Clinton?
Well, you tell me, would you rather do yard work on a beautiful fall day than see any politician?
Yeah, yard work's not my thing, so maybe I'm gonna.
Yard work or anything.
Yeah, well, you know, I want to ask you. I'm reading an article in Dome magazine, and it's about Rick Snyder, and it's written by somebody quoted in here is a former legislator. They do it anonymously. And this legislator says that Rick Snyder, if he's elected, is going to face an enormous learning curve and will be frustrated at a lot of the things he can't do as governor that he could as CEO. For example, state and federal laws place restrictions on how certain revenues are used, and that will prevent leaders from moving money around the way they could in a corporation. That's just one of the reasons they think that, you know, being a governor, running a state government like a business CEO just doesn't work. What's your reaction?
They are absolutely right. Whoever said that is absolutely right. There is a huge difference between running an organization, a large organization, equivalent in size and scope to the state of Michigan, which I don't know if Gateway ever was, but, you know, you still have a lot of independence. You don't have the kinds of restrictions that you do have on state government. And, in fact, the general fund is really the only fund where you've got, as state legislators in the executive office, a lot of input. Everything else, you got restricted funds left and right that you can't do anything with other than the intended purpose. Health support, for example, education, all kinds of things where your hands are tied no matter what you want to do. So I think somebody like Rick Snyder will be frustrated just in terms of, as a CEO, what you say goes. As the governor of the state, you still have to get a lot of stuff through a legislative body that has 148 people who don't all march to your drummer. So it may not be a rude awakening, but it sure won't be smooth sailing right out of the gate.
The article goes on to point out what we've all, you know, been hearing too. He's going to have, whoever the governor is, a rookie board of directors. The 38-member Senate's going to have 29 new members in January. And the senior-most member, I didn't even realize this, will be under the age of 40 with less than 10 years of legislative experience. Is that good? Is it a fresh breeze, or is it a bunch of inexperienced?
Well, it depends on your perspective. A couple things. An awful lot of the folks coming into the Senate have House experience, so that's really helpful. And Rick Snyder has, as his lieutenant governor candidate, Brian Kelly, who has served in the House for a couple of terms. So there's a little bit of experience, but not much. And as someone who opposes term limits, I can tell you that inexperience, as mandated by the Michigan voters, is not a good thing for our state. But it's what the voters wanted. So you know what? We're going to have to live with it. I don't think it's a good thing. I'd love to see a strong legislative institutional memory, but we don't have that, Michael Patrick. So we're just going to have to suck it up. Sorry, was that a little too
Wow.
direct on Monday morning?
No. We appreciate your directness and your humor and your wisdom, too, and we'll talk to you again soon. It's 8 days now till the election, so stay tuned.
Thanks, Michael Patrick.
You bet. That's Kelly Rossman, the founder of the Rossman